Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in the last class already we discussed about the linear equation in two variables, and we discussed why we will take the pair of linear equations, how you will relate the coefficients with the different types of lines you are having, and also we learned about what do you mean by consistency in with respect to the equations. And we already saw what are all the constants that you are having in the equation, what are the coefficients you are having, and what are the variables, right? So in this class we will learn some more application part of the equations. Consistent means we learn with respect to the ratio of the coefficients of x and y axis. Similarly, how you will conclude that it will be giving only one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. And also along with that, in today's class, let us see how you will represent the linear equation graphically with respect to x-axis and y-axis. These are the two more things that we are going to learn today. Okay, so let's get started. First thing that I want to let me quickly recall what we learned in our previous class. So if you have any equation a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So these are the two linear equations. As we are having only two equations, we will say them they are as a pair of linear equations. For example, if we have more than two equations as a group, then that is called as a system of linear equations. These are the things that we learned in our previous class itself. So based on the arrangement of the coefficients here, we can conclude that two types, basically three types of lines you will be having. If the ratio a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then they are called as in intersecting lines. So intersecting lines means what will happen, these two lines will be intersecting at only one particular point. This is called as a common point or point of intersection. So point of intersection is nothing but actually common point, indicating that that is the solution for these two. How you can say that this is the solution for these two? Simple thing, if you just observe this first line as well as this line is also passing through this particular point. So that means both lines are passing through only one particular point, and that point is common for both the lines, indicating that both are satisfying the given equation. So for example, if I give you any particular line x plus y is equal to 4 means I can write multiple solutions for this particular equation. I can say 0, 4, 4, 0, 1, 3, like that I can write multiple number of solutions. So that means this 0, 4 is representing a point. If you think from the coordinate geometry, along the x-axis you have to move for 0 units, along the y-axis you have to move for 4 units. So 0, 4 is somewhere point here, and 4, 0 will be somewhere here on the x-axis. So this is 4, 0. So that means if I try to join these two points, I can see in between I am having infinite number of points lying on that particular line. So what does it indicate? As I am staying in the quadrant 1, I will be getting both the values of x and y as a positive, and still I will be having infinite number of points lying on that particular line. So the point you have to understand here is, as all these points, if you just join together, if you take the trace of all these points, you will be getting a representation of x plus y is equal to 4. How you can conclude that it is only representing x plus y is equal to 4 is a simple thing. If you just substitute all these points in this equation, or if you try to figure out the relation between x and y throughout all these points, you will be ending up with a relation that x plus y is equal to 4. So that's why though you will be having infinite points on the line which will be representing. So in this particular first line, if you are having infinite number of points like that, and even if you are having another line which is having infinite points, this one particular point is common for both of these lines, which is called as a point of intersection or common point. So the another word for this particular point is also nothing but solution of the pair of linear equation. As we already discussed in the last class, if you are having a solution, then it is called as a consistent system of equations. So the one point we have to understand here, this is representing solution of the given equation. Again, how we are saying that it is a solution? Simple thing. For example, if I have an equation 2x plus 3 is equal to 5, you will say the answer as x is equal to 1. On what basis you are saying x is equal to 1? Because if you try to resubstitute here, the equation will be satisfied. So similarly, whatever all the points that are existing on this line, if I try to substitute in this equation, I am getting all these points are satisfied by this equation, which means that these are all called as an infinite solutions for this particular equation. So if you have only one particular equation, you will be getting infinite samples as a solution. But when I include one more line with this particular given line, there may be a case like all the points may not be the same. That means all the points are common for both the lines. That may not happen. Another thing is they may not have any common point at all, or they may intersect at only one particular point, which we are naming as a solution. Already in the last class we learned that all these words, solution, zero, root, all these are representing the same meaning only, but only with respect to the topic or the concept we are just going to differentiate the names. If it is a polynomial, means we will say the zeros. If it is a quadratic equation, we will say the roots. If it is a linear equation, we will use the word solutions, right? But still all conveys the same meaning. So whenever you are having the lines, how it will be possible that whether they are intersecting at a point or they won't intersect at all, or they are having infinite number of common solutions. So they derived one simple method based on the coefficients relation and the constants relation, because of which they decided that the lines are following in the three different categories. So if I have a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, which means coefficient of ratio of coefficient of x is not equal to ratio of coefficient of y, in that case the lines are intersecting lines. So what is happening when this is not possible? What will happen is these two lines are intersecting at only one particular point. That is what representing intersecting, which means for this type of lines you will be having only one solution in common. Though individual lines are having infinite solutions, the solution which is common for both the lines is only one solution. Coming to the next one, if the ratio a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but let us say it is not equal to c1 by c2. So that means what is happening here, if the ratio of coefficient of x and y is same but not equal to constant ratio, in this case you are naming them as in parallel lines here, and for which you don't have any solution. Why? Because we know that parallel lines won't intersect, right? So the lines will be like this, and there is no, as there is no scope for intersecting for these two, there is no common solution. So this is the another set of equations called as an inconsistent system of equations. Inconsistent means there is no consistency, which means that there is no solution for that particular set of equations. And the last case is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. So that means all the coefficients or the constants that we have in the equation are in proportion. What it means is these type of lines are called as an coincidental lines. So you can observe here, whenever I am saying they are in proportion, means whatever value of x quotient is changing, with some factor value of x in second line is also changing. So because of which these lines are called as in coincidental lines. That means if I have a first line like this and the second line is also on the top of this only, somewhere like this. So this is the common region for me. If you just observe in this particular diagram, this is the point where I am having the common for both the lines. Whereas in this particular case, this and green and black region combination is the common region, which means I am having infinite number of solutions for these two set of given equations. Why I am saying infinite? Because this infinite samples in between these two regions are all common for the both the equations, because of which you are having infinite number of solutions. So this set of equations are called as again consistent, because consistency represents only having the solution. Whether you are having one solution, two solution or many solutions, that doesn't matter. Are you having solution or not? This is the important thing. Once if you are able to find out the solution, then you can name them as consistent. If you are unable to find the solution, then you can name them as inconsistent. Okay. So now let us do few questions by just application of this part, whether we can be able to identify the common solution or not. See, for example, if I give you an equation like this, x plus y is equal to 6, x minus y is equal to 4. So if you want, you can just convert into standard form. X plus y minus 6 is equal to 0, x minus y minus 4 is equal to 0. So from the first equation, x coefficient is 1, y coefficient is 1, constant is minus 6. From the second equation, first x coefficient is 1, b2 is minus 1, c2 is minus 4. This is the basic thing that we can find out for the given pair of linear equation. So if you take a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, I mean a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2 ratio, accordingly you can come to a conclusion whether we are having the same values or not, based on which you can just you can just check in which category it will fall. So a1 by a2 is 1 by 1, 1 by minus 1, minus 6 by minus 4. So this is anyway not in track here. a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. So if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2 means, then we can say that they are intersecting lines, which means that you will be having one solution, right? So what can be that solution? How you will be getting that solution? There are actually multiple methods to find out the solution for these two given pair of linear equations. There are basically substitution method, or cross multiplication method. Like this we have a multiple methods to get the answer. Elimination method is there. Like this we have many. But if you just if these are the simple equations, you can just simply make use of you can just try to find out the different values of x and y which will satisfy this equation. If I say x plus y is equal to 6 means I can take 1, 5, 2, 4, 4, 2, similarly 5, 1, like this 3, 3, like this I can take many equations, even not only positive, you can take x and y as a negative also. In the similar way, x minus y is equal to 4 means I have to take y value as a greater than x value, because difference is getting a positive number means x should be more compared to the y value. So I can just say 4 minus, sorry, let us say this is 2, x minus y is equal to 2, constant is 2 here and this is 2. Okay. So 4 plus 2 is 6 and 4 minus 2 is also equal to 2. You can take even 4 also, you can still simplify those two. Later we will learn what are the different types of methods that we are having, and then accordingly we will check it. Now this is what we do it mathematically. Now the question comes here is, how is there any way of identifying these having the unique solution from the graphical part? That is the first thing, important thing. So please listen carefully here. For example, if I have a x plus y is equal to 6 and the same line x minus y is equal to 4 or 2, whatever you want you can take. Okay. So now what I will do, I will just try to plot this equation x plus y is equal to 6 and x minus y is equal to 2. The simple way that I can tell you here for representing this on the graph sheet is, before itself we discussed that you will be having infinite values on the or the points on the curve which is representing the given line here. So my suggestion for is better, if you want to make your work simple, try to take x as 0, y value will become 6, and substitute y with 0, then you will get x value equal to 6. That is the first thing. Similarly here, substitute x with 0, y value minus 2, y with 0, x value is equal to 2. This is the very simple way to find out the equations or to draw the equations in the graphical representation. So the important point that I want to tell you here, we need at least 2 points to represent a particular line in the graphical sheet. Why? Because you are having 2 variables, so you need at least 2 points to represent this on the graph sheet. So now let us make an attempt to represent and come to a conclusion whether are we getting the intersecting or not. So let us see. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So 0, 6 for this particular equation, points are 0, 6 and 6, 0. So 0, 6 is somewhere on y-axis here, 0, 6, and somewhere here 6, 0 I am getting. So if I join these two, this is representing the required equation. You can just write like this: x plus y is equal to 6. And this point is nothing but origin. This we learned in our class 9 coordinate geometry. Now let us come to the next point. Here the points are 0, minus 2 and 2, 0 you are having. So 0, minus 2 means it will be somewhere here on the y-axis, negative y-axis, and 2, 0 is again somewhere here, right? So if you try to join these two, you will be getting a line like this. And you can observe here, this is one point of intersection which is common for both. So you just observe it is almost in between 2 and 6. Somewhere here you may have a 4 and somewhere here I may have a point 2. So this common point is nothing but 4, 2. So in how many ways or in what ways, if you try to extend this graph also, these lines won't intersect at any another point. So that means whatever conclusion that we came before, that based on that ratios, it is an intersecting at only one particular point, that is satisfied here. So the important thing that you have to understand here is, whenever you are having the lines here or equations given to you, linear equation, 2 variables given to you, it is enough to have 2 points to represent these equations on the graphical sheet. And even by taking the conclusions from the ratios, by calculating ratios of x and y and the constants, whatever conclusion you are getting, the same conclusion you are going to get from the graphical representation also. And another important thing, we need at least 2 points to represent any linear equation in the graph sheet, because you are having 2 variables. It is up to you. If you want, you can take the other combinations also, still you will be getting the line in this way only. There is no other go, and there is no rule that you have to draw only in the first quadrant or only in the second quadrant. In these 4 quadrants you can draw wherever you want. That doesn't make any problem for you. It is up to you, right? So in the next class we will see some more examples which are in relation with having parallel, consistent, and how you are going to represent that, and are we getting the same set of solution from the normally by calculating ratios, and from the graphical also are we getting same or not, we will check. Okay, hope you like this video. If you like this the explanation that I did here, try to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.